Pokemon Horizons episode 19, Alcremie's Truth just aired, and it went over Murdock and Alcremie's backstory. Let's talk about it. The episode begins with the Rising Voltaclers arriving in Murdock and Galar, and everyone is thrilled to explore the region. They all have a morning coffee prepared by Murdock and Alcremie as they enjoy the view of the horizon, the Pokemon Horizon. They decide to make a pit stop at Murdock because that's where they're going to need to take a train to get to their desired destination. Unfortunately, the train is cancelled for the day, so it's pretty much a day off for the Rising Voltaclers. A day off for the Rising Voltaclers entails a filler episode for us, but I'm sure this is going to be a very productive one. Everyone does their own thing, but Murdock tells Liko and Roy to join them so they can munch on some delicious foods that are only found in Galar. Dot recommends a nearby battle cafe that's famous for the Snorlax cotton candy, so the three of them decide to check the place out. They ride the iconic Murdock elevator, and Roy starts asking people if they've seen a black Rayquaza flying around. Turns out no one's seen a black Rayquaza, but the local gym leader Kabu, who is from the Hoenn region, might know a thing or two. With that, they first decide to go to the Battle Cafe, and afterwards they're gonna go to the Murdock gym. They soon reach the Battle Cafe, and as they're checking out the menu, they notice that the cotton candy isn't on the menu. They see a battle between a customer, and the cafe's owner Mitchell has begun right next to them. The challenger easily wins the single Iron Head and is awarded with a slurp of cotton candy. Yep, it's not on the menu, it's just on a secret menu, and you can only win it by beating him in a battle. Murdock seems to have recognized Mitchell, but Murdock seems to not want to be seen by him. Eventually, Mitchell notices Murdock and walks towards him. Murdock tries to be distant from him, but his Alcremie is excited to see Mitchell. Alcremie offers him a strawberry cream, but Mitchell rejects it. The two bakers exchange some cold words, and Mitchell says that he's not going to accept any battle with Murdock whatsoever. Soon after, we're shown the backstory between Murdock and Mitchell. Some time ago, both of them were great friends working together in a sweet shop. Murdock likes making strawberry flavored sweets, while Mitchell prefers baking anything with matcha flavor. They are accompanied by their partner Pokemon Milcery, who helps them make their desserts taste really well. Both bakers are on par with each other, and all of their sweets would get sold out at the end of the day, so they eventually develop a friendly rivalry in baking. But one day, Milcery was just playing in the kitchen and starts spinning in a counterclockwise motion while holding a strawberry. This led to its evolution into a Ruby Swirl Alcremie. Murdock was incredibly overjoyed, but Mitchell was not, because Alcremie's Ruby Swirl fits way more perfectly with Murdock's strawberry sweets compared to his own matcha goods. As a result, Murdock's desserts were able to make more sales than Mitchell's desserts. At night, Alcremie persistently offers the sad Mitchell its Ruby Swirl, but he smashes it away and scares Alcremie in the process. Murdock and Mitchell had a huge fight that night, and Murdock left, taking Alcremie with him. That was the end of a fun and healthy relationship between the two bakers. After Murdock narrates his story to Liko and Roy, Liko notices that Mitchell is looking at them, which in her mind means that he still cares about both Murdock and Alcremie. This sparks an idea for Murdock and Mitchell to have a battle. She pleads Mitchell to agree to have a double battle between him on one side versus Murdock and Liko on the other. The battle begins out pretty good, with most of their attacks focusing heavily on baking and food related combos. Alcremie and Sprigatito make a great team together, and they even start landing attacks on Mitchell's Slurpuff and Appleton. But at that point, Mitchell suddenly turns the battlefield into a baking field, as both Mitchell and Murdock spontaneously start a baking contest. Sprigatito even does its best and helps with the decorations. Murdock and Mitchell are able to produce different kinds of sweets, and everybody is loving them. Mitchell then walks away, but he actually just wanted to go get something for Murdock, his iconic matcha cake that he used to bake with Murdock back in the day. Mitchell asks Alcremie to top it with a Ruby Swirl, and he offers the dessert to Murdock. Murdock thinks the cake is delicious, and the two bakers share a hug and cry together. Looks like they're finally friends again, but at the end of the episode, we see Murdock gym leader Kabu having a drink in the Battle Cafe, which gets everyone, but especially Roy, super excited. It was cool to see the always calm, collected, and wise Murdock be shed in a different light in this episode. We got to see his backstory after just witnessing Friede's, and honestly, it wasn't my cup of tea, or I guess coffee in this case. Don't get me wrong, I thought that overall this was a fun, lighthearted episode, but there was just something about this episode that didn't spark that much light for me. Murdock and Mitchell are great friends, and their relationship together is super wholesome. This episode used a lot of still pictures, but I just personally think that this episode is a placeholder for an amazing episode 20 and future episodes to come. Not every single episode needs to have a lot of action or a lot going on. With that being said, my rating for this episode is a 4 out of 10. That places this as my second lowest rated episode on Horizons thus far, ahead of episode 13, aka the picnic episode. Episode 20 looks to be really fun, with Liko and Roy taking on Kabu's gym challenge. I see that he keeps his game personality with him enjoying jogging. It looks like they're going to be battling Kabu in a double or 2-on-1 battle. Regardless, I think that Kabu is going to win and perhaps give us some insight on the Black Rayquaza. Then the episode's going to end with them getting on the train toward Liko's grandmother. This episode showed us Ruby Swirl Alcremie, which will inspire my question of the day to be, which of the many Alcremie forms is your favorite if you have one? I personally like the Rainbow Swirl one the most. Make sure to leave your comment in the comments below with the hashtag QOTD so I know you're a real one. And of course, if you made it this far into the video, I want to say that I truly appreciate you. But with that being said, it's been your boy Luap, and I'm out. Peace.